Welcome everyone to this episode of the Ask Jason Gelios show. I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you tuning into this episode where I'll be sharing with you things that home buyers will absolutely hate about your house. There are things that stand out, and I put together a list here, but there are things that will stand out when a home buyer is looking at your home. And by the way, this could apply to guests that are visiting your home as well, okay? So the first one is clutter and dirt. Clutter in the home, too many things popping out of closets, junk everywhere. Even if you're packing boxes, I personally recommend, putting them in the garage or in the basement. But for the most part, clutter and dirt are a huge turnoff to home buyers. The next one is crowded countertops. Too many things on the countertops, especially in a kitchen, will make the space seem smaller. Next one is indoor house plants. Now, some indoor house plants are nice, but when you have too many, like in almost every room, or you have too many in the kitchen, let's say, and it crowds the countertops, too many indoor house plants are a huge turnoff to home buyers. Next one is custom window treatments. So custom window treatments, I'm not talking about blinds, I'm talking about these custom weird treatments, right, that are just a huge turnoff to home buyers. They just don't want to see that on windows. Next one is a hopscotch of area rugs. So area rugs everywhere. Area rug here, area rug there, area rugs everywhere. They're just a huge turnoff, and they're easy to remove from a house. So get rid of them if you're looking to sell. Next one is darkness. I've shown homes to buyers where the home was so dark you couldn't even really, like, for one, it was creepy, and two, you couldn't get a real good feeling of how you would live in the home, right, as a home buyer, because it was so dark. Bulbs were dead, right, and light fixtures. I mean, that should not happen. So darkness is a turnoff. Next one is no privacy for showing. So if a home buyer is coming to view your home, don't be there. As a homeowner, you should not be there when home buyers are viewing your home. It's a huge turnoff, and it makes the buyer feel rushed. Next one is messy neighbors. Now, you can't really help this unless you have a homeowners association that you can complain to. But basically, messy neighbors can actually be a huge turnoff to home buyers. On a personal note, my wife and I, we were looking at houses years ago, and we saw one beautiful home, but 3 or 4 houses down the street, there were multiple cars in the driveway, work trucks, all this just blight, right? And we knew that we didn't want to see that every day when we come and go in the home. So we actually left the home and we're not interested. So messy neighbors are a huge turnoff to home buyers. Next one is bugs and other critters. So, I've seen this when I've shown homes and you have a crawl space underneath the house. Sometimes animals get in there. Sometimes they get in there and they die because they get trapped or whatever the case is. But, bugs, critters in the home. I've seen this with vacant homes where there's bugs all over the windowsill. But in general, you should not have bugs lingering around in your home. And the last one is your personal paint palette and even weird paint effects, okay? Neutral paint should be on a home when you are looking to sell, even if you have to redo it. Sometimes people go too personal with the paint, right? They do weird shapes on the wall, or they do weird colors. They just do weird things with paint, and then they try to sell for top dollar. It just won't happen. Even though a home buyer can paint the home themselves, right, a room, or they have someone do it, they just cannot get past that terrible paint palette. And by the way, it might be nice for you, but for home buyers, the majority of home buyers, they're not going to want that custom paint palette, okay? So these are things that home buyers will absolutely hate about your house. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read what you think about this list. Or do you have any that you can add? Go ahead and share that in the comments. And I invite you to follow me on social media. Those links are in the description. Otherwise, I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I'll see you next time.